So let's go to the website, checkboxes. And if handling multiple elements by selecting a particular section is not yet clear to you, in this example, it should be very much clear to you, right? So let's say I talk about these checkboxes, and what I want to do, actually want to check all these checkboxes, right? So click option should work over here. If I say find element by XPath or by ID dot click, it will gonna check this checkbox, right? Now what I need to do, I want to check all these checkboxes based on some common property. So if you take a look over here, if I select any particular checkbox, then you're gonna see there are many things that are common inside these checkboxes. So the tag is common input, right? The type is common, the name is common, right? So what I'm gonna do, let's see how we can handle these checkboxes. I want to click on all these four checkboxes. I'm gonna create a new Python file. I'll give it a name as uh, checkboxes test, right? And I'm gonna copy the initial code from here. Remove the select, we would not be needing it over here. And I can give the complete path of this page like this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write a method. I'm gonna call a method driver dot find ele. This time again we are finding multiple elements, so I'll say by elements, and let's see, these are find elements. Let's see if we get type over here. So I'll say find elements by type. So there is no locator called type, right? Type is not there. Let's see any other property over here. So by dot okay, name is also there. So let's see if we have any locator that says name. So by name, yes, and the name is sports, right? And what I'll do, I'll store it inside checkboxes. I can also write it like this. I'll create a list for checkboxes. Checkbox, sorry, checkboxes equal to this, right? And let's say I want to check the very first checkbox, so that should be at the 0th index. So I can write check boxes 0 dot click, right? I'll just save this and let's run it and see if it clicks the very first checkbox or not. And see, it has checked the very first checkbox, right? Now I want to check all checkboxes. So what I'll do, I'll just comment this out and I'll write a loop again over here for check and check boxes, right? And I can say check dot click, so it will gonna click on all indexes, right? And let's try printing the length as well of these checkboxes, so that it should tell us how many checkboxes are there. Length of the checkboxes, right? So let's run this and let's see. Okay, it has checked all these checkboxes and the count is showing as 8. It means that there are more checkboxes which has the same name, and you can see there are other checkboxes as well apart from them. So these checkboxes also have the same name. If we take a look at Firebug and if I inspect these checkboxes as well, then again these checkboxes also have the same name. So what we can do over here, I just want to check the checkboxes that are there in this block only. So what I'll do, as we have done in the previous example, I'm gonna take the XPath of this block, I'm gonna locate this block and gonna store this inside a variable equal to driver, not over here, should be over here. Block equal to driver dot find element and by dot XPath, give the XPath over here, and instead of driver I'll say block dot find elements, so that it should only find these checkboxes within that particular block only. Okay, so we got some error over here. It says that the list has no attribute find elements by name. It should. Alright, my mistake. I just need to remove S over here. Right, so it should be find element. Let's run this again. Right, let's see. And see, it has only checked these 4 checkboxes. And if you want to take a look at the output, it shows 4. So there are 4 checkboxes. Right. So this is how you should be working with checkboxes and a particular section. And the same logic will gonna apply for the radio buttons as well. The same thing that we are doing for checkboxes, same example will gonna work for radio buttons as well. If you want to see if any particular checkbox is checked or not, then what you can do before checking those checkboxes, let's say the first one, I can write checkbox at the 0th index dot is selected. Right, so it's selected will gonna tell us whether a particular checkbox is checked or not, and I'm gonna print this. So I'll say print this, and after checking it over here, I'm again going to print it like this. So very first time it should print false because it's not checked, and after checking it should print true. So let's run this. See, very first time it print false and then it print true. So you can add up a condition over here as well. If the checkbox is not checked, then only check it, otherwise don't check it. Right? So this is how we should be working with the checkbox. In the next example, we're gonna see how to capture a screenshot.